State. Kendricks is their top point guy with 12 a game. Boone next with 11.5. And the freshman Obadiah Church round out the starting five for head coach Paul Lusk in his 5th season, a record of 58 and 78. For the Cowboys, Evans, the only Cowboy in double figures in Wednesday's loss. With Carroll, the 6'6 sophomore from Rowlett, then Newberry, Solomon, who was 1.1 board shy of a double-double against TU, and Allen, the 7-foot senior, for Coach Travis Ford in his 8th year. Life's work, and we are ready for tip-off here in Stillwater, controlled by the Cowboys.
And Mike, I'm interested, I think like the coaching staff at Oklahoma State, is how well will the Cowboys execute on the offensive end. Struggled, as we said in the open, against Tulsa, 29% from the floor. And they had enough good looks, just couldn't finish.
Solomon looks inside for Allen. He's fouled from behind. First foul of the game. First team foul on Mo State.
And I would look for the Cowboys, Mike, not only early on, but throughout the game, to get a lot of touches inside and pound the interior. Allen and Solomon have played well the last few basketball games. Of course, you got Chris Olivier off the bench, who gives you some scoring punch inside as well.
Evans turns it over, but the Cowboys get it right back. 3-on-2 the other way. Carroll into Allen. He's got a size advantage for sure. And the Cowboys turn it over.
He's got the size advantage, and he's got to make his decision quick, because Missouri State's going to come and bring the double team. So he was sandwiched there. But Allen's teammates, you cannot stand when the ball enters the post, and nobody provided a window of an opportunity for him to pass out of, because Mike Allen has showed us that he can pass out of the post, but you got to give him a good look.
Boone from 17 feet, swish, and Mo State on the board first.
Camyn Boone has been really good for Coach Lusk over the last 4 games. He's averaging 14 points and shooting 61% from the floor. Off to another good start.
Cowboys dump it inside to Allen. Hook, long. Solomon tapped it around, but the Bears come up with the loose ball. Boone again, and he's good again. 4-0 Missouri State.
Well, that's Allen. He has got to advance out on the floor. You want him near the rim to protect. So Missouri State dragging him away from the basket. He's got to go out there and contest that shot.
And quickly, Chris Olivier off the bench. He will check in next dead ball for the Cowboys. Solomon into Allen. Hesitates as it partially blocked out of bounds. And it'll be Missouri State basketball as Olivier will check in for Allen. Again, that hesitation we talked about should have gone quickly up and didn't.
Yeah, and you can see the size advantage. We don't have to tell you there's one when he catches on the interior with the Missouri State at the 4 and 5. But as they should, they're bringing the double team and bringing it quickly. So he had him on the high side right there. You just got to make a nice, easy drop step and flush the basketball.
Miller to Boone. Shot clock under 10 for the Bears. Screen set, 3 up, short. Rebound, Evans. And quickly up the court. Cowboys will keep it.
And you like Evans pushing it, as Allison said in the open, on makes and misses, but he's been turnover prone, Mike. He's turned it over 12 times the last 3 games. You got to secure the basketball better at that point guard position.
Olivier turns and fires. Too strong. And Missouri State with the rebound. They lead it 4-0. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first half.
Missouri State, Mike, difficult to defend because they run a lot of motion, lots of ball screens. So all 5 defenders are going to have to be solid defensively.
A drive and a hoop and a free throw coming up for the Cowboys. Jeffrey Carroll with the bucket. And Evans looking to tweak something there.
Here's the drive. Carroll, a great job. You've got the basketball in transition and nobody picks you up. And you have the ability to move in broken floor situation, that's exactly what you do, is drive it to the rim. Good to see. Carroll, Mike, did not score against Tulsa in 25 minutes on Wednesday night, but the previous 4 games he had scored 3 times in double figures.
Misses the and one. It's Missouri State. Griffin is checked in for Oklahoma State. Miller puts up his first shot, too long, for the smallest guy on the floor with a rebound. Newberry. Shots are on target, just a little bit short, a little bit long.
Yeah, they've been good looks. A lot of those have gotten in the interior, but you've got to convert and finish. And this was a little bit of what you saw against a very good Tulsa team on Wednesday night.
Partially blocked by Olivier. Cowboys trailing by a bucket. And the big fella can't convert inside. Bears come into this game 1-5 on the year. Offensive foul whistled on Missouri State, which takes us to a timeout with 15:57 to go first half. Missouri State with a couple of
shots this year, and then it allows Jeffrey Carey to get out and run.
Cowboys have made one of their first 7 shots this afternoon, and they've had some good looks. What do they got to do to make those looks count? Offensive foul on Olivier.
Well, one of the things that's happened is they've been able to get the ball. They've beat Oklahoma State in the interior pretty easy, really off one pass, and they're entering the ball in the post. And here's another look at that one. Boy, great defense right there. And Olivier certainly created the contact. But going back, Mike, to what you'd asked, when shots aren't falling and you can get that good of a look off one pass, move the ball, reverse it briskly, and see what you can get on the other side of the floor. And typically, the opportunities, that's what ball movement does, is gives you better looks. And so they're getting the ball inside, that's a positive, but they're not converting. They've got to get into some flow, and sometimes you got to make the extra pass and move it a little more to get a little bit better look.
Boone goes up strong. Misses, but the Bears get it back in a new 30-second shot clock. Four to 2, 5 minutes nearly gone by here in the first half. High arcing shot off the mark.
Now Miller right there, one of the top junior college players in the country last season. Mike has struggled scoring early on this year.
Cowboys turn it over. 3rd turnover here in the early going. Having a hard time securing the basketball. And a foul whistled in the paint on Jeffrey Carroll.
And when you look at this Missouri State team, they come in to this game 1-5. But most of their work has been away from home. Lost a top 20 Butler team, played Minnesota to the wire, played Mississippi State until the final 3 or 4 minutes before Mississippi State was able to pull away. Lost a close one the other night to Utah State. And I'm not trying to make Missouri State into world beaters, but this is a team that's played a tough schedule. And their team good enough and coached well enough, if you give them a little window early on, they'll gain confidence. The Cowboys really need to get something going here midway through the first half to establish that they are the better team.
Jordan Martin, the junior from St. Louis, drains both of those free throws to put Mo State up 4. Newberry's shot swatted. 3 from the wing is too long, and the Bears board it.
Boy, that was an athletic play by Kendricks when Newberry went to the rim.
Roundtree dribbles it off his foot out of bounds to Oklahoma State.
Here it is, and the great shots that are blocked come from this weak side, and Kendricks was just waiting on it right there. And you know how Jeff Newberry elevates. They give you appreciation of how high Kendrick's got up.
Kendrick's a 6'5" sophomore.
I think the Cowboys, when they got the ball in the interior early on, didn't convert, and now they're pressing offensively a little bit. Sometimes you got to show some patience, and then once you hit a couple of shots and get some rhythm, you can take those earlier looks that you may receive.
They turn it over again, trying to look for the big man inside. And a swish from 3 for Ryan. To TCU, the only team not above 500.
Deepest league in the country, once again, Mike. And that's no question. And the challenge for everybody in the Big 12, I think that top is awfully tough. You have 3 top 10 teams. West Virginia's coming on. Really like their ball club. Devin Williams has been dominant for Bob Huggins. So a lot of excellent ball clubs becoming in this building this year.
An excellent drive by Newberry, all set up by the quick pass into the corner. He was able to drive and score. Cowboys get their first bucket in quite some time.
Yeah, Mike, anytime you get the ball flat along the baseline, good things happen.
Missouri State gets it back and converts.
That's Gearing. You know, he comes off the bench, that interior position, and he gives them tons of energy. Those are the type of plays that he goes and makes.
Whistle on Missouri State. It's on Krecklow. That's his first, as Daquan Miller subs back in for the Bears. Jeffrey Carroll for the Cowboys.
Travis Ford trying to find that group that can get things going offensively.
That pass a little bit lazy. Will they get the timeout or a held ball called? Let's see. Timeout awarded to Oklahoma State.
The Cowboys, and you start understanding individual strengths and talent and challenges, and then you design your scouting report towards that. And Missouri State and Tulsa have done a great job of protecting inside out, because without a Phil Forte, you don't have a consistent guy, reputation-wise or production-wise, that night in, night out knocks down shots. And there's one of the guys, quite honestly, that needs to start doing it on a regular basis.
Leighton Average had 20 points 2 games ago.
Right, but he goes 2 for 10 from the floor, took good shots, and only scores 8 points. So you don't expect 20 a night, but it's got to be something above 8 a night from Leighton Hammonds.
Burton dumps it off. Another inside basket for Hammonds. He's got 5 quick points, and the Cowboys on a 5-0 run to cut their deficit to 2.
And there's much greater energy on the defensive end coming out of that timeout. And you look at Travis Ford teams over his career here, typically very good at setting things up defensively and offensively out of timeouts.
Cowboys do a poor job of getting it out of their own end. Missouri State tries to capitalize, and they do. As Daquan Miller knocks down the triple.
And that's dangerous, because Miller has really struggled to score this season. But he is capable. He's a highly touted JUCO guard. And you don't want to get him going, because that's really the thing, Mike, that has been missing from Missouri State when they've played this tough schedule, is their guards, Williams and Miller, being able to knock down shots. Much like the Cowboys, their strength has been on the interior.
Allen back on the floor for Travis Ford. Kendricks checks back in for Missouri State. Another 3 put up, this time it's short. Griffin dumps it down low to Allen. Turns, fires short. And Missouri State with a rebound.
Yeah, I like the fact that Allen quicker with the move, but he's got to really extend up, and it's almost like he shot his post move quickly.
On track from way back is Gary, 6'5" senior from Grandview, Missouri, and it's back to an 8-point lead. Largest of the afternoon for Missouri State. Carroll, way off. Cowboys get it back. There just seems to be a lack of flow offensively. Like guys just kind of hesitating, not sure what they want to do.
Well, there's a lot of standing in my opinion. When that ball went into Allen the last possession, as Allen goes over the back right there. There was a couple cutters, but when they cut, it wasn't with purpose. And as a cutter, even if you don't get the basketball, Mike, what you want to do is draw attention to yourself and give the look that, hey, I'm cutting, looking to get this basketball. What it does, it'll draw the defense, and it sucks them into the paint. And then you got to have people relocate and move and give Allen a pass. I mean, he catches the ball 10, 12 feet from the basket. He's not going to do anything with it there.
Newberry back out there. Devon Dillard seeing his first minutes of the day. Allen called for the foul. 14th foul on the Cowboys. There's 9:07 to go in it, and it's 17-9 Missouri State.
Right here. Here comes Allen from behind and lowers both hands. You know, his size and length, and he's done a good job for the last several games. Has not got off to a great start this afternoon. Sometimes you got to contest. There's no reason in the world that a guy 7 feet needs to bring his arm down on somebody who's 6'5".
Solomon and Evans back out there. Martin, a 33% free throw shooter coming in. Misses them both. Except for that two-possession spurt. That's really all we've seen so far from the Cowboys offensively.
Yeah, Mike, and that really was triggered by, better defense and making it tough on Missouri State.
Newberry tickles the twine from the three-point line as the shot clock was winding down. 5-point game.
When Newberry the other night, you could tell he just wasn't himself. Gutted it out against Tulsa.
Yeah. Tough shot there by Boone.
And Boone's got a nice little game from about 15 feet in.
Solomon thought about the three and then overthrew Olivier down low.
Now, Solomon right there tried to lead Olivier, but did not need to because he had the positioning over the top. The defender was on the high side one way or the other, then you want to lead your teammate, but he's basically directly behind him. You just want to feed it directly to him.
Tyler McCullough, 6'11" junior from Fayetteville, is checked in for Missouri State.
Cowboys, again, picking up the defense full court there, try to get the tempo up a little bit.
Rebound out to Evans. Good look to Newberry, who finishes. And that's what you get from Evans.
Terrific downhill. I mean, you saw him when he went for that basketball. Once he retrieved it, Mike, I mean, it's quickly down the other end. Evans called. What you have to understand is a guy like Miller or Gary, for Coach Paul Lusk, these are Division I players, and although they haven't shot it great, you still can't give them open looks. You got to get there and contest, and right now Missouri State playing with tons of confidence, particularly here on the offensive end. The Cowboys got to do something to start making them feel uncomfortable, and they did that out of the last media timeout. Let's see if they do that here again.
Dorian Williams with the rock and 10 on the shot clock. He'll drive, put up a little floater, air ball. Oklahoma State basketball.
All right.
Let's check in with Allison.
Thanks, guys. Well, when guys like Mitchell Solomon and Joe Burton are getting taken out of the game, coming back to the bench, Phil Forte is stepping in, talking to him, telling him what he's seen on the court, offering encouragement. Obviously, still a big vocal leader for this team, guys.
Thanks, Allison.
That's the other thing you miss, Mike. I mean, it's not just Forte's ability and the attention he draws defensively against opponents with his reputation to shoot it, but he's been through these games. I mean, he's been through these battles. He's been through those stretches where his team has struggled, and he knows how to get out of them. And his leadership on the floor, every bit as valuable as his ability to shoot the basketball.
Newberry drew the contact. Cowboys will throw it in, trailing by 5. Creflo back on the floor for Missouri State. Evans, 3, no good.
See a lot of movement from Missouri State. If they don't get anything, they do here. They'll run a bunch of ball screens.
Long 2 for Miller. He's got 5 points. And Dillard called for a little push as he went up for the rebound. Griffin back on. Cowboys have trailed the entire 13:56 of this first half. And he drives all the way coast to coast. Miller does, and then hits the little 12-footer.
Well, Miller's knocked down a couple jumpers, and right there gets all the way to the rim. And Miller was a guy that was recruited at a pretty high level. Tennessee and some other schools were very interested in him, and Paul Lust did a great job of convincing him to come to Missouri State, and talk about stepping right in and making an impact. He's really struggled from the floor shooting it, shooting in the 20s, but a guy that has that kind of ability, you just give him a window of confidence, then all of a sudden things can start changing. He's played very well here so far in Gallagher.
And they look like the more confident team. I don't know if you see it the same way, Brendan, but here in the first half, they just look like they know what they're doing as Olivier hits the short-range shot to get the Cowboys to 16 points, but they still trail by 7.
This is the end right here. It's got to get better.
Around and out, Olivier hauls it in.
That's still too easy, though.
Beautiful pass from Evans, who gets the assist, hammers the bucket. In a similar, Cowboys turning up the pressure defensively. Out of the timeout. 4-0 run for Oklahoma State. Final 5 minutes of this first half. And in traffic, Missouri State able to draw contact.
And with Kent, as a player, when you're going against another team, you're trying to find, strengths and weaknesses. This is the second possession in a row that Kendricks, at will, drives right by Jeffrey Carroll. And so he knows that Carroll's having a hard time keeping him in front. And as a veteran guy, he understands after a little bit of ball movement, you get somebody a little bit out of position, I might be able to drive it again. And so it's interesting to watch players figure each other out a little bit. I think you're seeing that from Kendricks of Missouri State.
73% free throw shooter, converts on both attempts, back to a 7-point advantage for Missouri State. Can't get the shot to fall, and Boone hauls in the rebound. Recklow just off the mark, and Solomon with a rebound is fouled. Gehring called for his second.
17 foul.
And that'll put the Cowboys in the 1-and-1 situation.
And a good opportunity for Coach Ford right here to continue to pick up full court and try to get this game more up tempo, create some offense off his defense, because you get Carroll to the line, and if he's able to convert these, Mike, then you're able to set up the full court pressure again. So multiple reasons to step up and knock these down for Jeffrey Carroll.
Carroll misses the front end. So not only do the Cowboys not get the points, but they're not able to set up the pressure defensively. Cowboys come up with the turnover. Griffin wide open three, short. Miller with a miss. Official timeout.
This afternoon, they're just an offensive identity and trying to find some consistency. And, you know, some of these guys, whether Phil Forte is in the lineup or not, they're going to have to get some production, consistent production out of a couple of these guys. And if you can eventually get that, it's a long season, Mike, as you know. Eventually get that, they'll be fine. But, you know, it's December, so it's kind of time for some guys to step up and make some plays.
Recklow drives, dishes, and a basket by Boone. And the lead is 9.
And that was what I said earlier in the game, the challenge against Missouri State, because they have so much movement, and they also use the ball screen very well, that if you don't have 5 guys ready to defend for the entire shot clock, you know, they'll find little gaps.
Around and out for Evans, and Missouri State can go up double digits on this trip down the floor. And Boone held ball. Cowboy fans wanted to travel. Instead, possessioner pointing the Bears' direction. So they'll toss it in with 2:42 to go, 16 on the shot clock. Boone with a miss. That's where you want him to shoot. That's where Missouri State wants him to shoot for sure. Camyn spots up and misses the three.
And what Missouri State's doing is much like tossed it in on Wednesday night, and whether it's zone or man, you're basically playing a gap defense, which means you're going to be there right on the catch of the basketball, but your top priority is going to be dribble containment.
Nice move inside as Miller finds his teammate Kendricks, who finishes.
And I like what Kendricks is doing. I mean, he's doing a great job of moving right there without the ball, because Miller got a little deep and had nothing to do with it until Kendricks made that sharp cut to the basket. Made some really good plays here this first half.
Shot clock at 5. And a foul. As Hammonds will go to the line, and Missouri State kind of bailed him out there.
Yeah, what is better, though, for the Cowboys, the last couple of possessions, harder cuts, crisper ball movement. Last possession, Hammonds missed a 3 after some good ball movement. This time, get it once again, and after the ball is moved and the defense has shifted, those gaps open up and allows a guy with quickness like a Griffin to penetrate. And anytime you do that, Mike, you're going to draw help. It's pretty simple, and good things will happen. So I like the flow offensively a little bit better the last couple possessions from the Cowboys.
Camyn makes them both. He's got 9 points. Cowboys down by 9 with 90 seconds remaining in the first half.
And right here again, Cowboys are going to get 2 or 3 opportunities to defend. Got to get some stops and then have some good things happen offensively.
And another 3. That time by Kendricks. He shoots 42% from long range. He's a guy that can hit that shot. Missouri State trying to go for another dagger. They lead by a dozen. Under a minute to go. Carroll with a short shot. And Missouri State with the basketball and a 12-point lead. Boone backing down Solomon, kicks it back out, 3-pointer short. And the Cowboys can play for the final shot in the first half.
This is a big possession in my opinion. Cowboys haven't had much positive on the offensive end. This might be able to give them a little momentum in the half.
Tough shot. And that'll wrap it up.
Oklahoma State's been tough to beat here too under Travis Ford. But I think it's the defensive end where the identity is established at any program, in any sport. It's the ability to get stops at crucial times, and most importantly, down the stretch of a first half or second half. And I think that's where the identity that you're alluding to comes from, is that end of the floor.
Dorian Williams hands it off to Miller.
Defensive identity, Mike, that usually equates to toughness.
Well, their MO coming into the season was toughness and togetherness, TNT. And you see Boone get into double figures with that bucket there, and Missouri State has its largest lead of 14.
And what they do, again, a really good job of is making you defend the whole possession.
Evans banks it off with one hand. First bucket of the second half of the Cowboys. And a travel on Missouri State. Bears have turned it over just 6 times.
Now, I'd imagine Coach Ford, this is in Oklahoma State's wheelhouse. There's a lot of things they can do defensively. Probably switch things up and continue to keep Missouri State off balance offensively.
Hammonds, who started the second half, misses the long 3. And Dorian Williams with a swish from 17 feet.
Williams, an Oklahoma City guy, senior, Douglas High School, had off-season shoulder surgery, and it's taken him a little time to get going offensively because of it.
And Solomon misses the close-range layup. And back come the Bears.
Got to finish those, Mike. Those are bunnies, as they say. And against Tulsa the other night, in a tight second half, the Cowboys, again, got good looks and had several of those inside. They weren't able to convert.
And a 3 from the corner. That's Kendricks. He's in double figures now with 10. 17-point lead for Missouri State.
And he's a very good three-point shooter at 42%. And with the first half that he had, they have got to close out on him quickly.
Evans answers. Just the third 3 of the afternoon for Oklahoma State.
And I like that Juwan Evans has come out and really tried to force things, or force the issue, I should say, offensively. He is the one guy on this team that can consistently put you back on your heels.
And Newberry's reverse layup attempt to swat it. Open look that time, and the Bears unable to knock it down. They're shooting 50% from three. And the Cowboys struggling from behind the arc, and they'll head to the free throw line. As Newberry forces the issue inside.
Now Newberry, you know what you're going to get out of him. He's going to go hard no matter the circumstances. You know, it's interesting at his size, really about 6'2". But he is one of only, let's just say one of only. He is the only player in the Big 12 in the top 15 in rebounding, steals, and blocks as a 6'2" perimeter player. And those are the things his other teammates have got to pick up on. Those three categories are typically associated, right, with defense. Certainly steals and blocks are. And the rebounding side of it from a guard position is typically defensively.
And probably the only guy that's taken notes thus far is the guy we talked about in the open, Mitchell Solomon. Not getting the stats necessarily, but he's getting the effort in those areas.
Yeah, and good, sound defender. But what he's got to do is elevate his game offensively. He loses his confidence quickly. He had Boone buried deep in the lane down there and should have just gone over his left shoulder and finished the shot. He's capable, but sometimes he's too hard on himself.
Shot clock at 10 for Missouri State. High arcing shot won't go. Solomon grabs the board. And a reach from behind on Kendricks. Calling on Miller.
And there's so many reasons, Mike, we'll say, well, some analysts like myself will say, well, they've got to get stops. And somebody at home is going, well, no kidding. They've got to get stops. But what that allows Oklahoma State to do, a team that struggles right now offensively, is you get the stop, you get the ball in the outlet, and you get it to Juwan Evans, and where he's at his best is in transition, running downhill.
There's a look inside as he finds Olivier for the layup. Olivier had a quiet night against Tulsa. Been fairly quiet thus far tonight. Good fake to get the big fella off his feet. There's Jordan Martin.
Martin, a good post move right there. Great patience in doing so.
And a travel called on Jeff Newberry. 15:32 to go in the ball game.
Defensive stops, those one and dones, underneath out of bounds plays. The Cowboys have scored 9 points and have looked better offensively the second half. The only problem is they have not made up any ground because Missouri State's 4-7 from the floor offensively here in the second half.
Bears turn it over. Here comes OSU. Newberry drives baseline, dumps it off to Olivier, who's fouled.
Good energy out front with the ball movement. Every guard that caught the ball became a would-be driver. And here's the turnover. Again, Travis Ford doing a good job of switching up defense in the second half. In his full court pressure, they can do some things out of man. They can do some things out of zone. And it leaves a good ball movement right here. Here's the drive from Newberry.
First free throw by Jeff is good. That gets him to 10 points on the afternoon. 3 for 3 from the line today. Excuse me, that's Olivier.
And where Travis Ford, Mike, is trying to get Olivier to step up his game is on the defensive end. He'll work hard to get that post up position on offense, but defensively he's got to work hard down low. And once he'll do that consistently, the Cowboys can play him that much more because he's so effective on the offensive end.
Long three off the mark, long pass ahead to Newberry, and now he's in double figures. The stylish stuff by the senior from Atlanta. And back come the Bears with one of their own. Alley-oop to Church.
I think you saw right there, White Church shoots 78% from the floor.
Foul called on Missouri State. Third on Jordan Martin. And that'll bring in Gearing. Send Martin to the bench.
Missouri State's done a good job, Mike. I mean, I would classify them as fairly deliberate in the half-court set. But you saw after the make from Oklahoma State offensively, they didn't mess around. Missouri State gets the ball in quick, pushes up the floor against that pressure, and is able to find that easy bucket in transition. So just because they're deliberate in the half-court set doesn't mean they're not going to be opportunistic in transition.
Cowboys get it back after turning it over. And Juwan Evans takes it coast to coast. Cowboys down 8. Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears with 7 on the shot clock.
Good hands from Jeffrey Carroll right there, anticipation. And then again, you get Oklahoma State, particularly Evans. They just change of pace, hesitate, freeze the defender, blow by. That's when he's at his strength. Now, you have several subs here, Mike. Defensively, they need to make sure they understand that there's only 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Now 2. Tough shot by Miller off the mark. So back-to-back stops. Travis Ford likes to get 3 in a row, call him a kill. That can certainly get him back in the ballgame. Allen looking for Solomon.
Yeah, tough exchange there because you had, albeit a smaller defender, in the lap of Solomon right there. And I like that Allen tries to see the floor when he catches on the interior. He actually had Carroll on the weak side, probably for a 15-foot jumper. But when he touches it, and he can use that size, he's kind of surprisingly a decent passer out of there. He really is. He's done a nice job this year when he's got those touches.
Finds Griffin behind the arc, who finds Solomon, and Solomon's pass telegraphed, and Missouri State picks it off. Going to travel. Extra step there by Daquan Miller.
Yeah, there's too many turnovers for the Cowboys. Missouri State, Mike, is a team that really doesn't cause you to turn the basketball over a lot because they're not going to really get out and pressure you. They're going to play that gap defense. Opponents have only turned the ball over an average of 11 times. I think the Cowboys have turned it over, if I'm not mistaken, about 12 or 13 times already here this afternoon.
Griffin down inside to Allen, step back, hook shot, good. Cowboys within 6 with 12:10 to go. Shot clock at 7. Williams will have to put up a long 3. It hits the side of the rim. But a foul called against the climb back in it, so to speak, Brendan.
Missouri State at one point led by 17. That was about 2 minutes into this half. the Cowboys have turned it up defensively. Is really what's happened. You knew coming out of the timeout, Travis Ford was going to switch it up, that time going a little bit of pressure on the underneath out-of-bounds play.
Let's check in with Allison.
Coach Ford told his team on defense, we need a big stop and rebound the basketball on offense. Go hard to the rim, guys.
Thanks, Allison.
You know, the Cowboys, Mike, they've only been to the line 8 times, and it's difficult to do when you're playing a team that is basically protecting inside the three-point line and allowing you to move it out on the perimeter. But you still got to move the ball and look to attack.
Newberry misses the 3.
See, I thought that was a great opportunity for Newberry to take it off the bounce. So that's one of his strengths. And I like the fact that he's not selling for the 3 as much this year. He's driving it more.
Knocked out of bounds to the Cowboys. .11:02 to go. Cowboys have trailed from start to where we are right now. Carroll pulls up. Misses. Newberry tries to keep it alive, but his last touch by him. Evans will check back in for Travis Ford.
Evans got a little rest right there. Played very well this second half, Mike. And the quickening or speeding up of the game by the Cowboys has helped Oklahoma State, but mostly because it's allowed Evans to get off and transition and create for others as well as finish on his own.
Miller drains the 3.
Well, Miller's stepping up with a lot of confidence here this afternoon. It's amazing. He gets a couple to go down early. He's a very capable player coming out of junior college last year.
He's the 3rd Bear in double figures. Allen has an answer on the Cowboy end.
Allen a better job that possession, getting the defender deeper in the lane.
1 and done on that trip for Missouri State as Church misses the jumper. He's really sparked him here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think he came out the second half and basically said, I'm going to have to step up. And which he's the most talented player on this basketball team. And it's a lot to ask of a freshman, but not only this afternoon, but throughout the course of the season, Mike, he's going to have to continue to play with a lot of confidence.
Shot clock winding down for Missouri State. And the Cowboys force the turnover. Ryan Kretlow back on for the Bears, whose lead has shrunk to 5 with 9:12 to go.
They've got Griffin and Carroll flat along the baseline right here so that Evans can come off a ball screen and drag those defenders, which he did.
Hammonds takes a 3 and misses. Foul charged on Missouri State.
What happens, Jordan Martin? Sorry, Mike. What happens, you put shooters in the corner as Newberry comes back in for Griffin. And that stretches out the defense. And you get the ball to Evans, who's terrific off ball screens and very good at keeping his dribble alive. And he'll drag or stretch out that double team. And when he does that, he'll leave somebody open, as it did Hammonds right there. And if they don't defend it well, he's going to be able to turn the corner.
Goes off Allen's hands, out of bounds. Looked like slow motion. He caught it and just kind of. Missouri State calls timeout. Minimally, the Cowboys maybe could force the issue inside, maybe get some more trips to the stripe.
Yeah, you know, it's, again, difficult when you're playing a defense is basically packing it in. But the Cowboys' ball movement has been better. And when you have crisp ball movement, whether the defense is packed in or not, they still have to shift and move. And quickness on the perimeter with an Evans, a Newberry, Griffin, you still can get in those gaps in the defense and get yourself to the line.
Long three, shot clock winding down, rims out, but another opportunity as the Bears get the board.
And that's something that plagued the Cowboys a little bit Wednesday night against Tulsa. A seemingly very good defensive possession, but they give up an offensive rebound.
Shot clock under 10, drive, air ball. It'll stay with Missouri State. 7:54 to go.
On the road for the Cowboys.
There's Newberry.
Yeah, that's his second time in a row out of a timeout underneath out of bounds play on Missouri State's offensive basket that the Cowboys have forced a turnover.
And they convert. Evans with that three. And he's got a dozen to lead Oklahoma State in the scoring column.
And all in the second half, Mike. Did not score in the first. And you saw it really out of the gate here in the second half that he was going to take it upon himself to lead this ball club. But that's what he's got to start doing. He's the point guard. He's very talented.
And Miller gets the soft roll off the back of the rim. Missouri State back up 48-44, 7 minutes to go. And Carroll wide open will go to the line.
Right there, just a miscommunication defensively from Missouri State. And that's an easy one for Evans. He'll find that one all day. Carroll slipped behind the defense. Good, nice finish right there.
So Jeffrey Carroll will try to finish off the three-point play. He's got 7 rebounds tonight. He converts here, he'll have 5 points to go along with it.
Carroll's a pretty good rebounder, defensive rebounder from the guard position. Still got to work on that defensive end, but good to see him with that conventional three-point play.
Momentum has definitely turned the Cowboys' direction here in the last couple of minutes. Second foul on Evans.
And I like the pressure up front from Evans, but you're setting a ball screen 30 feet from the basket. There's no reason to go over the top. Just go behind and get yourself reestablished. And that really comes from the person whose man setting that screen has got to talk and tell the on-ball defender to go behind.
And a carry on Kendricks. And the Cowboys this trip down could take the lead with a bucket.
And again, they'll get Carroll and Newberry flat along the baseline. But Missouri State goes zone this possession.
Evans bounce pass. Shoots out of bounds. It'll stay with Oklahoma State. They have yet to lead here this afternoon. And Newberry will give them that lead with 6:13 to go.
And I love the ball movement. And I know I say it a lot, Mike. If you get the ball, particularly against the zone, flat along the baseline, short corner or where Newberry caught it right there, good things happen.
Boone spins in the lane and Camyn scores, and Missouri State back up 50-49.
Well, that's the second time in recent possessions, Mike, where Missouri State in this Oklahoma State game all close down the stretch.
Evans, Hammonds, Carroll, Newberry, and Allen on the floor for Travis Ford. Trying to get it down to Allen. Back out for three, and Carroll is on the mark from behind the arc, and the Cowboys up 2.
And a great pass from Anthony Allen right there. On the money, where Carroll could catch in rhythm and score.
And there's an answer. Every time the Cowboys do something, the Bears have an answer for it.
Absolutely, Mike. And no matter what happens this game for Missouri State, I think that, among other things, that's something that Paul Lusk can feel very positive about. The Cowboys have played much, much better, and Missouri State still making plays here on the road.
Battle for the loose ball. And Missouri State comes away with it with 4:40 to go.
Hammond's a good job of finding that window right there, Mike. And he did that several times against Tulsa Wednesday night. He's got to start knocking those down.
And Boone driving. They're going to call a foul on Oklahoma State. It's the third on Hammonds. There's the third team foul on the Cowboys here in the second half. Oklahoma State basketball.
Yeah, Paul Lusk doesn't like it, but I do think that was the correct call. It's crowded in there. I'll tell you what, Missouri State's done a lot of things really well, but one that they've struggled with is underneath out of bounds play. That's a third turnover this half up to underneath out of bounds place.
Little pitch and catch between Carroll and Allen, and then the Cowboys turn it over. Travis Ford looks beside himself because he's like, we got a chance to get back on top and don't even get a shot. And Missouri State gets the bucket inside to go back up 3.
Well, there's Miller with the penetration, had the angle on Newberry. Newberry typically one that does a good job of containing.
And Evans, as he has all second half, now with 15 points, ties it at 55.
Well, Oklahoma State is able to win this game down the stretch, Mike. Most of that credit will be due to the play of Juwan Evans here in the second half.
No ball. Possession arrow, Missouri State. 3:16 to go.
In double figures.
Missouri State has struggled inbounding. They get it in here and get a foul on Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State, number 23, Leighton Hammonds.
It's Hammonds, his 4th.
Travis Ford will leave him in. Good decision, because this has been the lineup that's really brought you back this second half.
Boone struggles, but somehow gets the bucket to go and gets the contact to go along with it.
Well, every big answer bucket from Missouri State has either come from Miller from the outside or Boone on the interior.
So Hammonds fouls out on the basket by Boone.
And that's not just a big bucket and executing that finish right there. That's going right at a guy that picked up his 4th foul. And that's, again, a veteran guy in Boone. You know, he's been through enough of these. He can think the game while playing at the same time.
Averages 11.5 per game. Has 17, or has a chance to get to 17. If he can convert the old-fashioned three-point play, and he's a 73% free throw shooter.
Yeah, this is not just coming out of nowhere. Coming in this game, the last 4 games, he's averaged 14 points a game and really elevated that average.
Burton came on for Hammonds. Evans will drive. Hits the rim, no good. And there's Boone for the board.
Yeah, good look right there, but when you get in that position, you'd like to see him use the glass right there. Cowboys can't panic, though, Mike. They've got to get a defensive stop right here.
Turnover. Carroll. Bucket and foul. But that couldn't have come at a more opportune time for O State.
It was the pressure of Evans out on Miller. As Miller tried to drive, Evans did a good job of not fouling him. He coughs it up, and then you get a streaking Jeffrey Carroll down the floor. And there's Allen. Good pass again from the big man. And then Kendrick's right there. It's one of those, Mike, as a player, you got to make sure he doesn't get an opportunity for the three-point play or just let him go. And I think he got caught in between deciding what he wanted to do.
Carroll can't tie the ball game. He's got 10 points. OSU down 1.
Yeah, Williams lost his left shoe. Goes Dorian down the other end to get his shoe. He's bringing the ball up. You know, back when I was playing, we used to tie our shoes, number 1, all the way up to the top, and then tight enough not for them to come off.
And he wore the really high tops too.
Absolutely. I was during that area where every team and everybody was wearing all black shoes.
And the Larry Bird shorts.
And no socks, basically. Look. Man, they weren't quite Larry Bird. They were starting to lengthen a little bit in the early 90s. Although my 13-year-olds look at old pictures and said periodically, "Hey, Dad, why were your team shorts so short?"
Important possession here for both squads. Boone kicks it over for a 3, no good. Newberry with a rebound.
Don't need to rush things. Just work your offense. With Evans, you always have a guy put in his hands and make something happen.
Allen is fouled. Called on Church.
They leave Boone with his size and strength on Allen, and it looked like a clean block. But I think he had that right arm swing down. That's what got him in trouble. If Church goes straight up there, it's a block.
Allen ties the game at 58 with 1:42 to go. Shooting just 53% from the line. 2 biggies here. And he makes them both.
Well, Allen has played much better this second half than he did the first. It's great to see him bounce back and go to work a little bit better here in the second half.
He's made some great passes.
Yeah, he has.
Shot clock at 10. The ball in Boone's hands. Tough shot. And Allen rebounds it.
And an excellent job by Mitchell Solomon defensively right there.
Timeout called by the to the season. possession here. We go under a minute to go. 5 on the shot clock. Allen. Evans the assist.
And what great patience by Juwan Evans, understanding there was plenty of time, Mike, and let the play develop. He took what the defense gave him.
Miller goes up, gets onto the floor. So 36.3. So 1.4 put back on the clock. And now Miller at the line. First one is on net. Griffin comes in for Allen. Trying to pull the Bears within one.
And you have Allen out of there because you insert multiple ball handlers. You have 4 perimeter players and Mitchell Solomon in there.
Foul called to Missouri State as we take a look at the OG&E win power play of the game. And it's the one that put the Cowboys up 3. The dish from Evans, the dunk from Allen. Thing of beauty.
Yeah, it's the win power play of the game, but it's the biggest play of the game because that gave the Cowboys a 3-point lead, as you said. And certainly momentum.
Newberry, he can drain this one, can make it a 2-possession game with 28.1 left.
And if he does, you know, Missouri State, they're smart, plenty of time, they're going to try to drive the ball and get to the rim to stretch out the game. The Cowboys cannot just allow them to get there with ease. You got to keep the Missouri State dribblers in front. Make them chew as much time as possible. Don't let him get the angle.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with O State.
That's a great job because they chewed up 8 seconds right there. Not able to get anything.
There's our Farm Bureau player of the game, the freshman, Juwan Evans, who had an extraordinary second half to get the Cowboys back in the ballgame.
Well, he did it at both ends of the floor, and this is where he's at his best. Downhill player, changes speeds, broken floor situation where he could get defenders backpedaling, get them off balance. But he also hit 3 big treys.
Miller drives and scores, and he'll have a chance to complete the 3-point play. So exactly what Lusk wanted, but not what the Cowboys could afford to do.
And what Griffin has to do, and Griffin's a ball hawk, and he loves to get out and get after guys, but there's also a time where you just have to contain and keep in front. Make them shoot a contested jumper over the top. And Miller, who also is quick, able to get the angle on Griffin. Griffin doesn't have much size and is able to create contact and then go score.
Five rebounds, 7 assists to go along with those 15 points for our Farm Bureau player of the game. Cowboys get it in Evans' hands, and he'll shoot free throws.
Necessary the second half, Mike. Big threes, plays in transition, setting up teammates in crucial positions, and another opportunity for him to affect the game another way.
But the 86% free throw shooter misses the first. And all that means is Missouri State doesn't have to shoot a 3 when they come down the floor.
And both teams, as you see, with 1 timeout left.
Misses them both, so a bucket by the Bears will win it. Final 10 seconds. Miller goes all the way high off the glass and good.
And it affects them not having him because one of the best drivers and guys in a broken floor situation.
Here comes Evans across midcourt. They're going to get an open look. It's going to be short. and Missouri State